So there's an entire group of people leveraging Bitcoin trades, 10x, 20x, 100x, and there's a lot of funds that take the other side of that trade and take that easy 10%, 20%, 30% without much risk, which is brilliant. I know of very few people, especially traditional investors, that can stomach a minus 50 or minus 80% loss. But yeah, buy and hold is one, then you do nothing. But you could also do a averaging in a position and averaging out a position. And for sure, there is momentum in Bitcoin. Momentum is a very well documented thing in financial markets. It's one of the only technical analysis things, if you will, or psychological things that really works. There is momentum, there is trending. So you could average in and average out, depending on the 4-year moving average. That's and of course you can do the hedging or plays, if you will, with the derivatives. So you can make use of the volatility in Bitcoin, see the volatility as an asset, and sell that volatility. So you could do a covered call writing strategy. You have a Bitcoin and you write a call option, which gives you, and that is covered, right? So you already have it. So you cap your upside to about, I don't know what it is exactly, right? About 40% it will be. So you cap your upside, 40% is what you get. You can have some loss, but it's also capped. So, or it's at least you have your 40%, which is better than a naked Bitcoin position that goes down 50%. So that is that the call option writing is one, and the other one that makes a little less money but less risk is the of course cash and carry trade with futures, where right now it's a very low 10%, but in a little bit better situation. So last time we talked, for example, it was 30% on a basic cash and carry trade. So you have the Bitcoin spot, you sell it, you future sell it 1 year later, you cash the 30%, now 10% by the way, and you, of course, you have the counterparty risk on the exchange, but that has improved a lot if you do it through CME, Fidelity, custodian services. There's very little risk. You can even insure it, and then you have 10% or 20% almost risk-free return, which is in current situation with low interest rates not a bad thing. You could even leverage that strategy, right? And I guess I know a lot of parties are doing that at the moment. Hedge funds take that. So there's an entire group of people leveraging Bitcoin trades, 10x, 20x, 100x, and there's a lot of funds that take the other side of that trade and take that easy 10%, 20%, 30% without much risk, which is brilliant.
Before we continue, help us clicking that YouTube like button and subscribe now to our channel. This shows the algorithm that you valued this information. And it helps us spread that message. Sharing is caring. And now, let's continue.
And I see investors right now have a very limited set of assets that they could store wealth in, and it's real estate for sure. That's the biggest market, $100 trillion market. Of course, it's stocks and bonds, but in the commodity space, yeah, and it's gold, and it's Bitcoin to a smaller extent because it's really a small asset with a $1 trillion market value. But right now, some forward-thinking or innovative investors might be okay to put a couple million or maybe even more into Bitcoin, but not like 10 million or 100 million. And where they would be perfectly okay to put 10 million in gold or 100 million in real estate. And I guess that will change in the next 10 years because Bitcoin will be more accepted, more by countries, and more legally, regulatorily secure, and the scarcity will grow, right? So Bitcoin is now a little bit less, about as scarce as gold, and investors have to get used to that. But of course, Bitcoin is much more portable than gold. You can take $1 billion in Bitcoin in your on a USB stick, or even with some words in your head. Whereas $1 billion in gold, of course, is not possible to move that in your car. And the same is true for real estate. So you can not move real estate, and real estate is high maintenance. So I guess in a way, Bitcoin is the perfect store of value once it has the legal clarity and the regulatory clarity that it deserves, and maybe also loses its exotic and innovative aura, and becomes a more conservative and conventional asset, which takes time and is an age thing, like we talked about before. Bitcoin will continue to compete with other stores of values, like gold and real estate in particular. And gold is 10 trillion, and real estate is $100 trillion market. So yes, I really do think that in the next 10 years, Bitcoin continues its historical path, its 12-year path towards the market caps of gold and real estate.
Do you want to know one thing about crypto? I made over 3,000% in profit in a few weeks. Fact is, the traditional financial system, the traditional money system makes you poor, not rich. If you want to earn $500,000, $1 million, you have to wait until you're 50, 60, 70 in the traditional financial system, and you probably will still be broke. And you will be old. This is not a sexy combination, as you can imagine. But the question is, how can you start in crypto and make these profits? Where to invest? Where to start? My name is Gunnar and I'm from Germany, as you can hear, and things are a little bit different in Germany. More about that later on. Fact is, there are lots of different cryptocurrencies. It's a gigantic universe where beginners and professionals get easily lost. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. There are 7 key steps you need to follow to become successful in this market. You have to know them, and if you fail one of them, it's literally impossible to succeed in this market. Just an example, one of the key points is your exchange, and one of the biggest are, for example, Binance and Coinbase. These are trusted and well-established exchanges, but, and this is a big but, you won't find the super profitable coins on those exchanges. The unknown super profitable coins that get gigantic profits are not traded on those kind of exchanges. They are traded on much smaller insider platforms that are barely known. And I can tell you what those super secret exchanges are and why they are so profitable. And another super important thing are the right information sources. The point is, the internet is gigantic. There are hundreds and hundreds of YouTube channels, blogs, pages, and much more. And there are also market makers and influencers. For example, Elon Musk, he is not a crypto guy, but the moment he recommended Dogecoin, it went through the roof, to the moon, so to say. But why did he recommend it? Where did he hear it from? He didn't hear it from newspapers. And believe me, he is listening to someone. But you have to know who, and you have to react before he is reacting. This is really, really important. And these are only 2 of the 7 steps you have to follow in order to be successful in crypto. And if you want to know all of these steps in much more detail, and if you want to have a comprehensive checklist, here's what you should do. There is a link below this video. Click on this link and you will get the opportunity to subscribe to my channel. Click on the link and you will see a video where I explain the next steps. So see you soon. Click on the link now. I'll see you there.